Hey y'all, today we're installing the Starlink in motion kit on our Grand Design Momentum. I'm gonna go through everything that comes in the Starlink in motion kit, as well as all the tools and pieces that you're gonna need to get this install going. So first off, most important is gonna be the Starlink in motion dish. You will notice that this is larger than most of the other Starlink dishes. This is the one that's meant to be mounted permanently on the roof of your RV or van. With it, you're gonna have your power cables, a power box, as well as your router. This is the wedge mount that Starlink includes. This is so that you can mount that dish permanently on top of the roof. Some of the things that you're gonna need to get that installed: Dicor tape. This is the hardware kit that comes from Starlink. I'm not sure if we're gonna need this circular hole saw, these bits, but I've got them here anyway, just in case. This is gonna be the lap sealant for sealing over everything on the roof that we're drilling. Gonna use a impact as well as an electric drill. And this is the long drill bit. This is for feeding the wire through the roof, because we have to have the power box and the router inside the coach while we have the dish up on the roof. So to get started, the first step we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside the coach. We're gonna find our mounting location, take the drill and the drill bit, and then that's gonna be how we're gonna access to the roof. So let's get that going. So we're inside the RV, and this is the place where I wanna mount everything up against the wall. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the drill bit, run it right through the roof, and then this is gonna give us our access for where the mount is gonna go up on the roof, and then for that power cord to come back down from the dish inside the RV so that we can get everything mounted and then plugged in. What's really nice is Grand Design puts a power outlet right here. So we're up in the bunk. We don't use the bunk, and this is gonna be the easiest way for us to have the cord routed through the roof, get the power box and router inside the RV without having too much of a mess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take this bit and then get started drilling. So it's really important before y'all drill this hole that you do want to get up on the roof and make sure that you don't have an AC unit, solar panels, or anything else that's going to be up in that area that you're wanting to drill through. I already did that. I got up on the roof, made sure that this entire area was clear, and I knew that, you know, we're totally set to go ahead and have the wedge mount done up above this. So the reason for using this bit is that that gave us access for where that hole is going to be. Because of the size of the wire and the plug that goes with that wire, I am gonna have to use those hole saw attachments. So that's what we're gonna do next, but at least now from the top and the bottom, we know where that hole is. Now we're gonna go get those and get the hole drilled. All right, so I went ahead and got the 7/8 hole saw bit. And as you can see, this is going to be perfect size. That'll allow us to get the power cord fed down from the roof and down into the coach where we're going to run all the boxes. All right, so we're up on the roof, and this is going to be where we're going to be drilling. This is where that long drill bit came through the roof. So I've got my hole saw attachment. Okay, so it didn't quite go all the way through. We're gonna have to do the other side as well from the bottom. And that's gonna be our access hole. So we're gonna go down back inside, drill it from the bottom, and then from there we're gonna be able to mount the wedge mount.
So this is the Dicor tape?
Yep, so we're putting this here. It's just gonna help with sealing, because this is where the 4 lag bolts are gonna go in and attach this mount to the roof. I like to do everything I can to mitigate any sort of chance of water being able to leak in. And also it's just one more layer of being able to seal it and affix it to the roof. So I've got that there. We're gonna pull these off once we get up. These are the lag bolts that we're gonna be using. And once we get that mounted, everything is going to be good to go. All right, so now we're up on the roof. I've got the wedge mount and I ran all the Dicor tape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this backing off of here to expose the tape. This is gonna give us a really good seal, not just for the base, but also for whenever the lag bolts go through. So I'm gonna feed the power cord through. And that's where we're gonna mount it. Okay. And what we're gonna do is with these lag bolts, we're gonna go about 90% the way in with the impact, and then we're gonna finish it with our wrench. All right, so I finished these with the wrench just because you don't want to over tighten them. And the only way to know that you're not over tightening them is by not using the impact and then moving to the wrench for that last roughly 10% of torquing these down. So in the kit, Starlink is going to provide you with 3 different types of mounting options, just depending on really the thickness of your roof. I prefer lag bolts. I feel like they're gonna be the most secure. I also don't like having hardware on the underside. And one of the options is going to be a bolt and a nut, and it's just not how I wanna run those. So this is how we're doing these. All right, so it's really important to weatherproof this anytime you're drilling into the roof. This is just a self-leveling lap sealant, and you just use a regular caulking gun. I'm gonna put a healthy amount over the top of all of these lag bolts. You can use a lot, it will self-level, and this is going to be the best way to keep them watertight and sealed.
Satisfying.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the last thing that you're gonna need to do is you absolutely have to seal over the hole that you drilled for the power cord to come through. You can go to the local hardware store. They're gonna have a lot of different gasket sealing options. I actually got a second one of these from Starlink. This is the same part of the kit that's going to go on the inside of the RV, and it's going to, seal up that drilled hole where the power cord's coming through for a nice clean install on your ceiling. I got a second one, and this is how we're going to do it up here on the roof. So you drill out the center portion of this, and this is just like a rubber type poly piece. Cut a slit, and then what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna give just enough so that we'll still be able to plug this in. And right here, this is like a multi-piece kit that we're going to go ahead and put together. Everything seals really well. You have multiple screws that are going to hold it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all done together. Okay, so I have this all assembled, clipped together. It locks tight really well. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my drill. We're gonna run these screws down and in. Do all 4 of them. And you're going to compress this rubber seal all the way down. Super tight. Okay, so now the last part of this is this locking piece. Everything's going to clip in together. And then that's going to sit over the top. And then we have these hex style bolts. These are going to seal everything down. After I get these tightened, I'm also going to run one more bead of the lap sealant around, just in case. I'm going to put a little bit right here where the power cord feeds through that rubber grommet, just to make sure we don't have anything that we have to worry about weather-wise. The dish is going to sit over the top of this. I feel really comfortable. These damn roosters, I swear, we cannot get a single video done.
Every video.
Every time. Literally every time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get another bead of lap sealant around here. We're going to put another bit. Stop.
Okay, lap sealant.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to run one more bead of lap sealant around this gasket. We're going to put a little bit more where the power cord is coming through this gasket. These damn roosters. Can you start? You can stop it. They just piss me off.
Chester, Curtis.
Shut up. All right, so we've got the roof gasket. This is all locked down, super tight. I'm still gonna run a bead of the lap sealant all the way around the base of it, as well as around the part of the rubber grommet where the power cord's going through. After I do that, we're gonna go ahead and get the dish, get that mounted. Then we're done on the roof. Then we get to move inside and set up the power box as well as the router. And then we're gonna have internet in our RV. All right, so now for the last piece up on the roof, we're gonna be installing the flat dish onto the mount. So first, you're just gonna install the power cord, make sure it clicks, and then you have 4 pieces of hardware that are going to fit into these mounting holes. These bottom 2 are going to stay tightened all the way in. They're gonna go into those holes and then slide down. Then you take these other 2 make sure everything's pressed down all the way. There we go. Tight, snug fit. And then you're going to screw these in from the back side, and these are going to make sure that that dish is fully secure. Okay, and just like that, we've got our dish mounted, fully secured, no issues with any sort of water. And now the last part is going to be going down inside the RV. We're going to mount the power box and the router against the wall, get everything plugged in, tidy up all the cords and cables, and then we're going to have wireless internet literally anywhere we go, including while we're driving. So really excited to have this thing on here. All right, so we're back inside for the last part of the install. All we have to do now is mount the power box as well as the router, and then we're gonna install that rubber grommet for the cord that's coming through the ceiling, tidy up the cords with some zip ties. Then we're gonna be done and ready to have wireless everywhere we go, including while we're driving. All right, so we've got the mounts installed against the wall, and now we're gonna start doing the power cords. Do there. Then okay, so this one is clear. Okay, so we've got all three there. We're going to zip tie those up so that they're nice and organized. So then this is going to be power cord that's going to get plugged into the power strip. This is what's going to connect the power box and the router. And then this is going to be the power cord. Okay, so now all we have to do is zip tie up these cords, and then we're going to install that rubber grommet that's going to clean up the hole in the roof. And from there, we are done. What is up, guys? So after doing the whole install of the Starlink on our Momentum, we made a trip out to Colorado. We are buried deep in the Pike National Forest. We've been here for, I think, 8 days now. And because of Starlink, we have not missed a beat. We stayed connected on phones. Work-wise, we were able to work every single day. We got to watch a UFC 300 from the camper out here with nobody around, and it didn't miss a beat at all. So for everybody wondering, I'm gonna pull up the Starlink app and we're gonna pull up a speed test. So let's see where we're at now. It's online. We have 4 devices connected. Look at this thing.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's gonna end up leveling out. Where are we at? Okay, so it's gonna call it 157 megabytes per second. It's absolutely unreal. If you're traveling and you need to stay connected, if you're a digital nomad, nobody even would have known unless we told them that we were out here in the National Forest camping for the last whole week, work-wise. We were able to do absolutely everything. So if you're considering Starlink, there's no promo codes. This isn't a paid ad for them. We just absolutely love this. Go to their website, get it. Definitely recommend the InMotion if you can do that, where it's just mounted full-time on. But Starlink has absolutely changed the way that we can travel and camp.
And the install's easy.
Yeah, install's easy. So make sure you go back if you need any other tips, if you get hung up on anything, but super simple.
This guy literally did Zoom meetings this week and nobody knew
All day.
that we were in Pike National Forest.
Out here. It was amazing.
Cool. It's pretty cool.
Yep.